Okay, so you want to own a car wash. You buy a piece of land, install some machines, spray soap on cars, collect $10 or $20, and do it again. Sounds almost too simple, but here's the strange part. A car wash can turn a few dollars of water, chemicals, and electricity into serious revenue. And yet, people still lose millions building car washes in the wrong location, with too much debt, or with a business model that falls apart when the cars stop coming. By the end of this video, you'll know where the money comes from, what it costs to wash a car, why memberships change the industry, and how a dirty little tunnel becomes a cash flow machine. First, you need to decide what kind of car wash you're actually buying. Because a self-service wash, an automatic in-bay wash, and a modern express tunnel are basically three different businesses. A self-service location might have several bays where customers do the work themselves. An in-bay automatic puts the machine around the car. And then there's the express tunnel. You drive onto the conveyor, the machine pulls you through, brushes touch the car, water sprays everywhere, dryers blast the windows, and 3 minutes later you're outside wondering why you paid $15 to watch a machine do something you could technically do yourself. That last model is where the economics get interesting. A new express tunnel can easily require several $1,000,000 once you combine land, construction, equipment, water systems, vacuums, signage, permits, and working capital. Here's the first trap. The machine isn't the business. The location is. Imagine two owners. Both spend $5 million. Both install nearly identical tunnels. Owner A sits beside a road with 30,000 vehicles passing every day. Owner B sits 2 miles away where only 8,000 vehicles pass. Same equipment, same soap, completely different economics. Because a car wash doesn't create demand, it captures traffic that already exists. Now let's say our hypothetical wash averages 400 cars a day at an average retail ticket of $14. That's $5,600 a day. Multiply that by 360 operating days, and you're at roughly $2 million in annual retail sales. That sounds good. But the real magic is what happens when customers stop paying one wash at a time. Suppose you offer an unlimited membership for $35 a month. Now imagine 2,000 members. That's $70,000 of recurring revenue every month, or $840,000 a year, before you sell a single additional wash to those members. And this is one of the biggest shifts in the industry. Recent industry data from Rinst, covering more than 3,000 car wash locations, showed membership revenue growing 11.3% year over year in the fourth quarter of 2025, while retail revenue declined 8.4%. Why does that matter? A normal customer is unpredictable. They might come once this month, skip 3 months, and remember you when pollen covers their windshield. A member is different. The money hits your account every month. It's basically Netflix, except the subscription is cleaning a 2-ton machine. And psychologically, memberships change the customer's behavior too. If someone has already paid $35, washing the car 4 times feels free, so they come more often. And every visit creates another opportunity to sell an upgrade, a premium package, or simply keep the customer subscribed. Now here's where the numbers get fun. Suppose our wash generates $2.4 million a year from retail washes and memberships combined. What does it cost to produce that revenue? First, labor. An express wash can operate with surprisingly few employees because the customer does most of the work. You don't have someone hand washing every vehicle. You have people managing the entrance, helping customers, cleaning the site, handling equipment problems, and keeping the tunnel moving. Then there's water. And this is where the economics are better than most people expect. EPA WaterSense data says modern in-bay automatic systems can use roughly 45 gallons of fresh water per vehicle, while reclamation systems can reduce freshwater use dramatically. A professional wash isn't just spraying unlimited city water down the drain. Water gets captured, filtered, treated, and reused. Then come chemicals, electricity, maintenance, insurance, payment fees, rent or property taxes, advertising, software, repairs, and equipment replacement. Equipment maintenance is the cost nobody sees in the YouTube thumbnail. A conveyor breaks, a pump fails, a dryer motor dies, a sensor stops reading license plates. The wash doesn't care that it's Saturday afternoon. Customers are already lining up. So let's build a realistic simplified income statement. Say the location produces $2.4 million in annual revenue. Maybe $300,000 goes toward labor. $180,000 goes toward chemicals, water, and utilities. $150,000 goes toward maintenance and repairs. Another $120,000 goes toward insurance, software, marketing, payment processing, and other operating expenses. Then suppose rent, property costs, and local expenses consume another $250,000. That leaves around $1.4 million before debt service, taxes, and major capital replacements. That is an enormous margin. But don't celebrate yet, because there's a giant number sitting outside this income statement: debt. If you borrowed $3 million to build the wash, the monthly loan payment can become the difference between a great business and a financial nightmare. At roughly 8% interest over 10 years, a $3 million loan requires payments of about $36,400 every month. That's roughly $437,000 a year. Suddenly, that $1.4 million operating profit doesn't mean you personally made $1.4 million. After debt service, taxes, and reserves for future equipment, the owner's actual cash flow could look dramatically different. And this is why the car wash business has such a weird reputation. The margins can be fantastic, the capital requirements can be brutal, and the difference between the two is leverage. Now let's talk about the most important number in the entire business: cars per day. If you average 400 cars a day, everything works. But what if you average 250? That's 150 fewer cars every day. At a $14 average ticket, that's $2,100 of lost daily revenue. Over 360 days, you're down roughly $756,000 in annual sales. Your soap bill doesn't fall by $756,000. Your property tax doesn't disappear. Your loan payment doesn't politely reduce itself. That's operating leverage. A car wash has a lot of fixed costs, so revenue can fall much faster than expenses. And that's why the road outside your property may be more important than the machine inside it. But location alone isn't enough. You can build the perfect tunnel and still lose. Maybe there are already 5 competitors nearby. Maybe your prices are too high. This is the other trap. Owners sometimes think, I'll just charge more, but customers can compare you with the wash across the street in about 30 seconds. So the winning strategy isn't always charging the highest price. It's creating the best value perception. Free vacuums, fast service, clean property, license plate recognition, a membership that feels cheaper than paying individually, a premium wash that makes the customer think it's only $5 more. That's how the average ticket rises. So, if you want to own a car wash, don't start by asking, how much does it cost to wash a car? Ask a much more uncomfortable question. How many cars can this location realistically capture every single day? Because if the answer is 400, you may have a cash machine. If it's 150, you may have just built a very expensive tunnel for absolutely nobody. And that is the economics of owning a car wash. So, would you actually want to own one? Because the answer isn't hidden in the soap, the brushes, or even the machines. It's hidden in the location, the traffic, the memberships, and the ability to keep customers coming back. Get those pieces right, and a simple car wash can become a powerful cash flow machine. Get them wrong, and you can spend millions building a business that never gets enough cars through the tunnel. That's the real lesson. And that is the economics of owning a car wash. If you want to see how the money works inside another everyday business, subscribe, because the next one might surprise you.